Never change, comic collectors. Never change. I like you guys just the way you are. Even if that means every single time a new trailer rolls around for whatever property, everybody in the market loses their minds. It's fun. It's actually fun. It's my favorite thing to talk about in the market because we do it every single time. And it's almost seasonal, you know? Sometimes we're in James Gunn DC land. Sometimes we're in, MCU land. Sometimes we're in The Boys on Amazon land. But today, at least this last week, we're finally back in Star Wars land. It's good to be back in Star Wars land with you guys here today. And we got the Star Wars Acolyte trailer that came out, causing us once again to think that Star Wars is back, and maybe, just maybe, all those Star Wars specs that we have might be different this time around. And so in this video, I want to talk about the Star Wars Acolyte trailer. We've had a lot of movement for the Star Wars High Republic series, which I feel like is the one that kicked off the initial Star Wars speculation. And then later on in the video, I kind of want to talk about X-Men 97's release and some interesting sales already happening in the market. But of course, before I get into the video, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, I would appreciate it. Helps for the channel, doing those things. Also, Sanity issues 1 through 3. We officially launched the Kickstarter yesterday, and we already hit our goal. We hit it in less than 90 minutes. I can't thank you guys enough for everyone out there who decided to support this project. But hey, we still have 28 days to go. 28 days to go. We're already at $16,000. We got stretch goals to hit. We got other aspirations we want to get to. Still time to hop on this bandwagon, and every single backer, every single dollar that goes to this project is really just going to get reinvested back into the comic book. The team that I'm working with is so passionate about the material here, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So link in the description if you want to give it a look. Got some trailers. We got some variant covers if you like the variant covers. We got all kinds of goodies here. You got your EC stuff. If you guys like your Golden Age comic books, these ones are really, really fun. So go over to the link, check out the Kickstarter, and see if you guys want to back. But let's get into this video here today. Star Wars doing it again. Dropping another trailer that, hey, actually looked pretty good. I mean, it felt like we were in the Matrix, Carrie-Anne Moss doing, bullet time type of stuff. I feel like the Star Wars power creep is getting out of control. Do you guys feel like that? Like the Force, like everyone is on Luke Skywalker's level all of a sudden. But that's what people want, lightsabers and Force jumps. And we got a lot of it in the trailer, and the market got really excited because one of the things that we got in the trailer was the reveal of the character Vernestra Rwoh, which of course is the one I have right here on your screen. This character is one that came from the High Republic series, and for a long time had been speculated that, hey, they were going to bring this character to screen, making the Star Wars High Republic series that came out all the way back in 2021, kind of the initial hype for Star Wars comic books, really one of the hottest ones to get, especially at that time in COVID. And now comic book collectors are kind of losing their mind a little bit on this one. Of course, this is the comic book we're talking about right here, Star Wars The High Republic, number 5 by Cavan Scott. Now, this apparently is the first full appearance of this character. There's some debatable first cameos and things like that. I mean, there's also Star Wars The High Republic number 2 and number 3 and number 4, where she all has her cameos, but apparently this is the one where she has, her first full appearance. At least this tends to be the book that Key Collector has decided is the book to get, and therefore the market has decided that this is also the book to get. And again, what do we always say here on the channel? Run the Benny Hill music. We got lots and lots and lots of sales to talk about coming off of the heels of that trailer. And there were all kinds of variants, for this comic book, which as you guys can see right here, are also selling. And we even got a 9/8 sale. $89.99. Now, that's not really setting the market on fire, but it is the world record price for this comic book, which is pretty impressive. If we go over here to the 9/8 and we see it right here, I mean, look at that. That's the highest number this book has ever got, even upon release, all the way back when it was basically the cost of the book plus a slab, $30, $26, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it was only a few months ago that this book was selling for $50 and it doubled. So, hey, kudos to that seller right there. And, this is just one of those things that kind of makes you think, makes you wonder, like, what is the ceiling for books like this? I mean, $89 at the end of the day is not really going to hurt your wallet too much, right? If you want the book, you want the book. You're excited about the trailer. You're excited about the show. I mean, that's great. I think that that's awesome. But it made me think about all these great Star Wars books, Star Wars books of past that I kind of felt like we should take a trip down memory lane to see how these books are doing. Remember Star Wars Darth Maul number 2? First appearance of Cad Bane. Remember Darth Vader number 1? First appearance of Black Chrysanthemum. How about Darth Vader number 3? where we had Dr. Aphra. And then Kanan, The Last Padawan, number 6, where we had first full Sabine Wren and first full Ezra. Whatever happened to these books? Well, let's take a look. I mean, some of the prices for these ones were going absolutely crazy when we got these characters in the show, but as you guys can see time and time again, the market is the market. It's so hard for these books to maintain their value. I mean, here we had peak sales for Cad Bane at $751 back in May of 2021, and then $662 in February of 2022. Where are we today? $133. $133. Which is, I guess, kind of the thing that I'm making with this is like, maybe Vernestra Rowe is going to be the new latest and greatest Star Wars character. Maybe this $90 sale is going to be the floor from here on out into eternity. Or maybe, like this book, it's going to crash all the way back down to the basic price of the slab. Now, again, it's not like this book is selling for a tremendous amount of value. I mean, it's jumped up from a $5 book to, let's call it a $10 book, at times a $15 book. I mean, some of the variants here are selling for that $7 or $8. Here you have a $14 sale, but there's no shipping on this. But, all of a sudden you're starting to move the book. It's getting a little more liquid because people actually want it in their collections. But let's carry on here and check on some of these other Star Wars books. Darth Vader number 1. Remember this one? Black Chrysanthemum. Peak price, $322. I mean, not as bad as Cad Bane, but where we are today, $64. I mean, look at this one. Auction, $39.98. That is literally the price of the slab and the book. I mean, it would actually be easier to just buy this. You wouldn't have to wait for the turnarounds at CGC. Pretty crazy. Darth Vader number 3, Dr. Aphra. $500 up here in 2022, $400 in 2021, and now we're back down to $148. Unbelievable. I mean, some of these books, I think right here, even Kanan, I'm going to show you guys, some of these books, what they sell for today are actually even less than some of the prices in 2020 before we got the comic book boom. The hype at that time for Star Wars as a brand, as a property, was so high. I mean, we were all so starry-eyed over what we were going to get with Star Wars. We were all so excited. And when Star Wars The High Republic came out, this series, I mean, this was the one. This was the series that everybody was talking about by Cavan Scott. This series actually gives me nostalgia on the channel because of the fact that it came out perfectly aligned to, the COVID comic book boom. January of 2021 was when issue number 1 dropped. I remember you could not find this book anywhere, and it was so expensive to buy it, and so everyone was losing their minds because this was going to be the next new great thing for Star Wars. And then we started to get release after release after release, and it became impossible to keep up with the first appearances of characters. But hey, here we are, finally at that moment where we're getting the payoff for Vernestra Rowe, and comic book collectors are excited once again. I think that's the thing that we have to remember. Sometimes it's going to take these books 10 years, 20 years, maybe 30 years to finally get that surge in the market. Like one of the books related to the next thing we got to talk about, XMen 97. Debuted today. Everybody is talking about it. Everybody is excited about it. I haven't seen it yet, but I thought it would be interesting to check in on X-Men Adventures number 1. Of course, the first appearance of Morph, and the book that, is kind of most related to the animated TV series. I mean, I think that this was actually, sort of a tie-in to when that show came out. And what I find so interesting is that we actually got a $245 sale for this book in the wake of the release of the show. And if you go over here, I mean, it's been a long time since we were able to get a number of that range. I mean, in 2023, there was one anomaly number of 300. Most of the sales last year were more in the $150, $200 even range. So you really had to go back to early 2022 and middle of 2021 to see a price around that $245 level. But I find X-Men 97 very interesting because of the nostalgia that comes with it. I mean, here we are, kicking off the X-Men train. We have X-Men 97 going into Deadpool and Wolverine, which is also going into the new X-Men series, that Jed MacKay is going to be writing on. If you guys have heard about it, the big summer crossover from Marvel comic books. And if the show actually delivers, we could be in X-Men Mania very soon. But that's later on, because right now we are in Star Wars Mania. What did you guys think about the Acolyte trailer? What did you guys think about the High Republic series? How do you guys feel about Star Wars comic books today? Are you guys still buying those Mandalorian comic books? You guys still buying those Ahsoka comic books? What do you guys think about their future? What do you guys think about the Star Wars brand? Anyways, that's all I got for this video. That was me just doing a little bit of a market report. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Sanity. Gonna be 28 days of me talking about it, so you might as well back it now. Thanks so much for watching. See you on the next video.